Welcome back to another episode of the Blue Hen Outdoors podcast. I am pleased and happy to have my friend Billy from SoFlo Outdoors from Florida. How are you doing this afternoon, sir?
Good, brother. Good. How you doing?
Good, good. Can't complain, can't complain. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you.
Yeah, with some of it, with considering work and whatever.
Yeah.
Ain't got much of a weekend, but it is what it is.
Try to enjoy what you can, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, where would you like to start? We want to start with how you guys started SoFlo Outdoors.
Uh, yeah, it doesn't matter to me. We can start wherever you want.
Yeah, let's start there. How did SoFlo become a thing?
So actually, it started between me and a bunch of my buddies, but all the other buddies they kind of fell out of it, and I just kept it going.
Mm-hmm.
At first it was SoFlo waterfowlers, and and then the other buddy dropped out, and he just didn't want to do it anymore, and I just changed it to SoFlo outdoors because I was like, yeah, I don't only do bird hunting, I do everything outdoors in
Mm-hmm.
South Florida. So that's how that came to be as it is today.
Awesome. What I was just getting ready to say, besides I'd say Miami and like fishing and all that in Southern Florida, what kind of more outdoors do you guys do besides I know waterfowl you mentioned down there?
Oh, we do alligator hunts, pig hunts. We try to go for turkey, but it's one of the hardest birds to hunt. Uh, I still haven't bagged one, and it's just hard around that time because
Yeah.
I don't have that much time to scout because usually it's our busiest time of the year for work,
Hmm.
and so it's just hard to actually get on birds when you don't do your homework,
Yeah. I know the feeling.
especially down here with the birds being so freaking hard.
Oh yeah. What so how did you get started into hunting in general? Like where did you have a family member that got you into it? Did you just stumble into it?
No, my buddy, he said, "Hey man, let's go duck hunting." And this is when we were in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I freaking I was like, "Okay, whatever, try it." So I went out. We didn't really know. He didn't really know what he was doing either.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out. We seen some birds, but couldn't get them close. We had no calls. We barely had any decoys, And then all of a sudden, we didn't shoot no birds. I was like, it was all right.
Mm-hmm.
Go out the next season, and we get on some birds. I said, "Oh man, this is dangerous here." Next season after that, I bought a boat, bought decoys, bought more guns, bought more ammo, and then I just went
Just
off the deep
snowballed.
end there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Shot my first bird, and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get everything now."
What so with- on the waterfowl topic, waterfowl is kind of like not well, at least in my mind, and I know some other people's minds. Florida's kind of the big spot, but it's kind of not because of the weather. W- Let's dive into the waterfowl scene a little bit in Florida. What's that like?
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's a very slept on state. You wouldn't think so. Florida is a weird state
Hmm.
for birds. So the way Florida is shaped is like an L.
Hmm.
So you'll get birds from the panhandle and they'll run the coast, they'll go all the way down to South America or whatever.
Hmm.
And on the East Coast, we'll get birds funneling in from all flyways.
Okay.
And so we'll get even from the Pacific Flyway, we'll get birds.
Really?
My buddy shot banded birds from uh far west Saskatchewan.
Wow.
Yeah, And that's what surprised us is how far west those birds were coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll have the panhandle. You'll get a lot of divers out in the saltwater marshes and stuff like that. And then on the east coast of the state, coming down the coast, you'll have Merritt Island, Jacksonville, like the Space Coast and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
will be phenomenal for bird hunting also. But in the interior of Florida, it's not the best for some reason. But as soon as you get closer to the tip, the birds start funneling in. So from like almost central Florida, they start cutting inwards
Okay.
from the coast and start traveling the like almost like
Like following
uh
that tip of the funnel down to the Keys almost.
yes, pretty much. And it's just a weird state because like you would think flooded timber, we have prairie lands, potholes. You would think there would be birds all over there, and there's not really. But you
Mm-hmm.
follow the outskirts of Florida, and there's tons of birds everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have to do your homework because there is a ton of water out here.
Oh
So
yeah.
they they're going to be where they want to be. You can
Mm-hmm.
traffic birds, but it's going to be hard because you'll one day you'll be, oh, they're flying right here. I've seen them do it every day,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like they go from 10 yards to 10 yards to 10 yards every single day. They just keep getting a little bit more south or a little bit more north.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like so hard to pattern and traffic them
Right.
unless if you know exactly where they're going to be.
Mhm. How so what kind of ducks do you guys mainly see? I mean, I know you sent me a whole bunch of teal pictures, and I
Uh,
assume teal's a big one down there. I know black bellies are probably big down there.
yeah. So as you can see, I got two teal, I got a wood duck,
Mhm.
and I got my fulvus. Then in this corner, I have my black belly that you can't see is out of the picture. Um, so we get a lot of teal, and on this coast, we
Mhm.
get a pretty good variety. I mean, we'll get our pintails, we'll get widgeon, and it's kind of weird because they come to the same exact area every time. So you'll see the widgeon, same spot. Um, Teal are everywhere. The wood ducks you wouldn't expect to be down here because of no woods, but they are.
Mhm.
The fulvus right here is pretty prevalent. Uh, that's an unusual bird for the rest of the country. So
Mhm.
a lot of people come down this way to get on their fulvus, their black bellies. The black bellies population has exploded over the years.
Mhm.
Uh, then we get our divers. We get ruddies and black uh, ringers, ringnecks, uh, canvasbacks, uh, scups, bluebills,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Well, you pretty much get almost every single bird that there is.
Yeah.
So you could probably get all 41 down here in actually Florida.
Really?
It would just heal, but there is pictures and everything of cinnamon teal coming down here, which is
Mhm.
insane because all the bird watching people will actually go out and find the cinnamon teal. They love being out in Merritt Island for some reason.
Mhm.
Then over on the West Coast, my buddy Foulmouth Outdoors, Justin Trent, he's caught a couple uh, cinnamon teal on, with his camera,
Oh
so that
wow.
was cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I've never seen a cinnamon yet, but hopefully I can get out a little bit more west and see one and get one,
Yeah.
or maybe come down there.
That'd be a awesome one. And then I think some birds have escaped aviaries, and we do end up with some mandarin ducks also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a
Wow.
guy I think last year in the STA shot mandarin of one of the STAs.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we'll get, depending on your guys' weather, we'll
Mm-hmm.
get some snows.
Oh,
Pretty
so that's
rare.
come down that far.
Yeah, they'll get way lost. They get way lost, and I think 2 seasons ago somebody shot 4 of them down
Wow.
this way. Yeah, this far south. Like I know like some guys up in Orlando, and then right on like the Georgia Florida line, they'll pop them, but pretty rare down here.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll see him. One guy I remember is so where I go hunting, it's strict rules because it's a refuge,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're not allowed geese for some reason. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why, but no geese at all.
That's weird.
You're, yeah, it's just coot and ducks. That's the rules. Coot and ducks. So geese do not fall under ducks. I guess it doesn't say waterfowl. It says
Mm-hmm.
ducks. So one year, Thanksgiving Day, it was I was real good friends with the old the ranger, the
Mm-hmm.
warden, the game warden, the federal game warden, and I was talking to him, and this old guy with his sons coming up, and the game warden goes, "Hey, did you shoot any turkeys?" He goes, "No, but I shot this." Holds up a big old Canada goose. I was like, "Oh, brother!" But the game warden was real cool about it and didn't give him a ticket or anything like that. He's
That's
like, "Hey,
good.
man, it's like, this is a pretty rare occurrence, so I'm gonna let you keep the bird, but I'm gonna have to give you like a life jacket ticket or something like that."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Or like a
"Okay,
warning or something.
yeah." So I was like, I knew I heard a goose out there because I remember that season very vividly. I thought somebody was out there using a goose call, like practicing or something. I was like, man, why is somebody using a goose call out in the middle of the freaking Everglades? Because you don't
Right.
see a Canada goose, and there was one out there. I was surprised as the game warden was.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah. So on that note, speaking of the Everglades, you do hunt the Everglades a lot. What is it like hunting in the Everglades? I mean, I know people say it's like python, crocodile, whatever central you're going to get eaten if you go in there. And then you send me pictures of you guys having fun and just shooting a shit ton of teal. So what is it truly like to hunt in the Everglades?
Um, it's hard. It's wet. It's hot. uh Depending on, like, we actually got some good cold fronts last year. It was down in the little high 30s, low 40s, so that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
uh but it's dark water, can't see the bottom, don't know what you're stepping on. Usually you carry a big stick with you, poke around, make sure there's no alligators laying on the bottom.
Hmm.
um the sawgrass is the worst part about the Everglades, because if you lose a bird, you kind of overshoot and you think it's going to land in kind of like the spread or something like that, and it kind of glides into the sawgrass, it's pretty much gone.
Hmm.
The sawgrass, and then you go trotting through the sawgrass, you get tore up by the sawgrass trying to find birds. And it
Gosh, seems
just
crazy.
sucks, man. So you have to be careful with your shots down here.
Hmm.
Because I mean, there's miles and miles and miles of sawgrass. It's
Hmm.
the nickname for the Everglades is the Sea of Grass. That's why
Oh
it's
yeah.
called the Everglades. It goes forever. The glades
Hmm.
go forever, and it's just a sea of grass, and it's no joke. They will cut that sawgrass will cut you up big time,
Yeah.
and try and go through the brush. You know, you're getting cuts all over your hands, like paper cuts all over the place.
Ugh.
Yeah, it sucks.
Do you guys don't see too many like crazy, like I know you sent me a few pictures of the gators trying to eat the decoys, but you don't have anything other crazier than that like running through when you guys are hunting because it's a little more cooler and later, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whenever it gets a little cold out, the alligators disappear. They're trying to find high and dry,
Mm-hmm.
warm land. They'll probably be all sitting on top of the levees or big old mud mats and sitting on top of that trying to get warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they typically don't bother you. I mean, early teal, it gets hot. I mean, really hot. They're out and about because it's their mating season, and they are just very annoying creatures to duck hunt with because as soon as the gun goes off, it's like a dinner bell to them, and they just come out of the woodworks, and they're
Because they know.
yeah, 100%. 100% they know, and they're like, "Oh, that's dinner time, breakfast time." I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember one hunt. Me and a couple guys go out, and we're on the boat, and usually we have a big spotlight, and we're looking,
Mm-hmm.
and we just look for eyes. Don't see anything, and we're like, "Okay, this is the spot." We've seen birds fly here. We ended up having a good hunt. It was I think 12 birds out of 3 guys we had, but ended up recovering 4 because the alligators were eating them all, which is just sucks. Like as soon as the gun went off, we look around, we probably have 4 alligators in our spread. We're like, you gotta be kidding me. They came out of the sawgrass and they're just munching.
You're like
Terrible.
buffet time.
Yeah. And it's funny because like the birds are dead and they'll be sitting on the water, not
Mm-hmm.
making a movement, which the alligators are attracted to is movement on the water, and somehow they still find them. I don't get it. We'll
Yeah.
have lily pads sitting there flapping in the wind, tapping the water, and they'll still find the freaking bird.
Hmm.
I don't know if they smell it or something or what,
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say they probably smell the blood in the water or something.
yeah, and they just go right after it. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one season I shot a teal, and it was probably about like a 3 foot alligator. So a 3 foot alligator's head is probably about like
That big, yeah.
yeah, literally probably like 6 inches. Right. And he's sitting there. I winged the teal, and the teal's trying to run to the brush, and this tiny little alligator grabs a hold of it. And it's just sitting there, wah, 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 just sitting there quacking the whole entire time. I'm like, huh, at least I don't have to call. But
Right?
couldn't do anything about it because the alligator had him. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's an awesome state to hunt in. It
Oh yeah.
truly is. It's the lost paradise, put it that way.
Oh yeah. Speaking of hunting invasives, you get to hunt those all year round. What's that like down there? Like, is there any change, any worsen, any better?
I think the evasive problem has gotten a little better.
Okay.
The iguanas, depending on the areas, like if people
Mm-hmm.
are actually going out and doing it, the iguanas are getting a little bit better in certain areas, getting worse in other areas because people aren't taking care of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some people were very against it. Some people were very for it. I'm very for it because I see the damage they do and the damage to my house that
Mm-hmm.
has been done. It sucks, and so I try to shoot them as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just iguanas. Like, what about pythons and all that other stuff? Or are they kind of like more
The
just worried on the
pythons,
lizards now?
the pythons, I think are overhyped. Tell you the truth,
Okay.
there is a lot of them, but they are overhyped because the pythons are just located in pretty much one area down here in Florida, and that's even further south. That's like Homestead and South Everglades,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see them trying to starting to come north, but you go so the way the Everglades work. So you have three areas. So you have area one, which is like the refuge. Area two is so I guess like that would be Alligator Alley,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, sorta. So north of Alligator Alley is area two, and south of area Alligator Alley is area three.
Okay.
Technically, there's some other roads that kind of divide it, but
Mm-hmm.
you go south across the alley, you'll see the dead pythons laying across the road, getting run over by uh, trucks and cars and stuff like that. Because when, especially in the wintertime, they're just like the alligators. They're cold blooded animals, and they are trying to get warmth from the road, so they'll go onto the road and get smushed. And but all the years I've been riding on the airboat and everything, and we haven't seen them in area two. They've seen them way south, like I said, so it's pretty much a localized problem.
Okay.
Because I am a firm believer that they were put out there for illegal farming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was old wise tale, I guess they said, when Hurricane Andrew came through. There was a snake sanctuary
Yeah,
that,
I heard about that. Yep, they got wrecked and they all got out.
yeah. So there's no there's
Definitive
no
answer.
yeah, there's no definitive answer, but there's no sanctuary for snakes down there. There was nothing on record.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like a fairy tale. But
Yeah.
I am a firm believer that they are put out there for illegal farming. And
What do you mean by illegal farming?
so they were put out there because back in the day, you were getting $200-$300 for a little baby python. So
Mm-hmm.
if you throw them out there in the Everglades and they survive and they're making babies, and you know where they're making babies, and a clutch hatches, you're making $10,000 in one go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's some good money,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you throw 30, 40, 50 snakes out there and they all have a huge clutch. You're making $100,000 in a year.
Oh, so you're saying guys were throwing them out there to farm the pythons to get the money from
Yes.
the. Oh wow.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's just like the chameleon. We have chameleons
Yeah.
roaming around. Those are pretty cool though. I like
Yeah.
them. They eat
Yeah. Okay,
they
those
eat
those
the
are cool.
bugs. Yeah, they can stay. uh, but yeah, it's chameleons. There's certain areas where you can find chameleons. We have tegus. They get pretty big. They're monitor lizards. And then like the fish, we have just a crazy amount of invasive species down here. I think our the total amount of invasives is like 98% to our actual
Wow.
native species.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a wild statistic.
Yeah. Would you? Most of your guys' fish invasives are freshwater, correct?
Yeah, we don't, I mean, saltwater, they're the only one that I kind of think is invasive is a lionfish
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
saltwater.
I've heard. Yeah. I've heard that. Yeah, because there's no technical natural predators that are adjusted to their venom to get them.
I mean, I forget what it is. I think it's amberjack. Amberjacks will tear them up, but
Really?
they're more down deep, and the lionfish will stay,
Shallow.
stay shallow. Like you'll find them on shipwrecks and stuff like that, but the amberjacks will tear them up.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, the freshwater we have Mayan cichlids, Oscars, tilapia, snakeheads, peacock bass, but technically they're not invasive per se with air quotes because they were put in by FWC.
Yeah, the peacock bass. Yeah.
Yeah, to cure another problem that they started with the Mayan cichlids, so
Hmm.
it's just like I don't know what's going on, but hey, it's cool. I like it.
Hmm.
I get to catch some South American
Peacocks.
fish. Yeah,
Right. It's like you don't gotta go all the way down there to catch them. You just go right out your backyard, essentially.
exactly. Literally out right outside my backyard.
Hmm.
Love it.
What would you say? Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
What would you say is your favorite fishery in Florida, freshwater or salt?
Ooh, that's hard.
Because they're
That is
both
hard.
really good.
Yeah, that's hard. Uh, mm, I would say fresh water.
Really?
Yeah, man, that's such a hard question. I would say freshwater just because I can go out there and fish every single freaking day of the year from dusk till dawn, from dawn till dusk. I can go outside right in my literally my backyard and go fishing.
Hmm.
The But for eating, I would not eat anything out of these waters. Very, very rarely would I would eat something, but salt water is the choice.
Hmm.
So that's a hard question, man.
Right. It's like would you rather eat or would you rather just have fun?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we're known for our excellent saltwater fishing. Our tarpon, our snook, our food fish, our mahis, our groupers, our snappers. It's just
Wahoo.
yeah, wahoo out the wahoo. We got kingfish. We got, I mean, everything down here.
Hmm.
Everything. I mean, every once in a while we'll get some tuna too. We get bonita. Nobody really likes bonita, but I don't really mind it. It's actually pretty good, I think. Um, but other than that, hey, that's a loaded question there.
Well, here's another loaded question. If you could, because I've heard this before, if you could wave a wand and have all the invasives go away, would you, or would you just leave it how it is?
I would leave it how it is. Tell you the truth. I I don't see a major dent in the bass population.
Hmm.
Um, because in my eyes, everything's eating everything down here.
Right.
That's why our bass are so aggressive because they have to fight against other aggressive fish. Our
Hmm.
largemouth bass, not peacock bass, but our largemouth bass. They have to fight against everything else. There's like it, and we'll still catch 7, 8 pounders. It's just the way it is down here. I mean, a tilapia spawns, the bass are eating the fry.
Hmm.
The Oscar spawns, the bass are eating the Oscar fry. The snakehead, same thing.
Hmm.
Everything, it's still a big circle. It's a circle of life.
Yeah.
Something's feeding another thing.
Oh yeah.
It's just one's benefiting more, I guess, but I haven't seen it. Out down here in Broward, we call it the Broward Slam. So it's a peacock, a snakehead, and a largemouth bass. But they all have to be a decent size, to get
Hmm.
the Broward Slam. And it's one of the best things to do is catch some invasives too. But like I said, the bass, I haven't really seen a dip in populations. I'll go out and catch on some good days. I'll catch 30, 40 bass. On slow days, I'll catch 3 or 4, 5 bass. But
Hmm.
some days, I mean, depending on the bait you use, you'll catch snakeheads while you're catching bass. You'll catch peacocks while you're catching bass. I mean, I'll catch more bass than I'll catch snakeheads. Some days I'll catch more snakeheads than I'll catch bass. Some days I'll catch more peacocks than anything. It's just I don't know. It's just hard to tell from the years and years I've been down here. It's I haven't really seen a dip.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't wave my wand. I would keep it the way it is, and it's just awesome place to fish.
Hmm. Switching gears a little bit, what the hog situation down there, is it like other places, or are they kind of like getting a more manageable spit on?
I'd say it's more manageable. Uh, don't really see them too much in the Everglades, and if you do, they look real ratty because there's no food for them.
Hmm.
Technically, I mean, right now since it is bone dry down here, there's probably some food, and they probably can root around and find some food. But when the water's high, there's nothing for them. They have to
Yes.
go more. So they would have to go more wooded areas, um, like Big Cypress, or like they would probably have to go more central South Florida, or you would see them more like in Okeechobee where it's drier and stuff like that, or like on farmlands. You'll see
Hmm.
them all over farmlands because it's dry. It's just you don't really see them down here. I mean, every once in a while you'll see a good group of them, but other than that, you don't really see any pigs down here.
What's the gator hunting like down there? You said you gator hunt. How is that?
Uh,
Does FWC give you guys tags? Is it just
yeah,
free
they
for all?
it's a lottery,
Hmm.
but you have to pay if you get the tags. So if you get the tags, this year I wasn't lucky. I didn't get any tags, unfortunately, but a couple of my buddies did. So we're going to be going out,
Hmm.
trying to get some. But man, alligators, dude, it's a blast. So it's pretty much fishing for alligators. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you're using a big, I think it was, what is that?
Treble hook.
Yeah, 12-aught, I think it
Oh
is.
wow.
A 12-aught weighted treble. So you're zinging it out there, and you're
Mm.
dragging bottom, and you're just trying to snag them. And yeah, so that that's fun, man. Especially when you hook into one and they just start beelining to get out of there. And it's a fun fight. And then when you get them up close to the boat, you hit them with the bang stick, and game
I
over.
was gonna ask you guys use the bang sticks or you guys just use the regular.
So in Florida, we're not allowed to use a rifle.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, you have to use a bang stick or other means to dispatch it.
Hmm.
We're not allowed to use a rifle. Like the ones that you see using rifles down here, that's all private property stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to use a bang stick or a pneumatic air rifle. So like a cow gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is my big old trophy here.
Holy crap.
Oh no. Yeah, so
That's a big in there.
uh, real big one.
Oh,
That's a man eater right here. It was an
yeah.
old
I'm sorry.
bull gator. So it's like, so this is a callus. This is a callus. So this is actually like missing part of the jaw
Oh
right here.
wow.
So he was missing this part of his jaw right here. So this is where a kind of a tooth would be.
Hmm.
And you see how clean this side is compared to that side.
Yeah. He was a fighter.
Oh yeah, big time. And
Hmm.
this thing is freaking heavy.
Oh yeah. How long did he end up being?
Uh, he was 12'6".
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
he was a big boy. They said he was
Are
about
you-
90 to 100 years old. Yeah. And so it's that was a good fight. That was an excellent story. Excellent story. We were out start of gator season before they changed the rules. Now you can hunt them 24/7 in certain areas.
Mhm.
Where we were before they changed the rules, it was so 5 p.m. I think it was. Yeah, 5 p.m. to 10 a.m. and that was the
So nice.
only yeah. So that was the only time you were allowed to hunt them, and some late afternoon and some early morning. That's the way they figured it throughout the whole entire night. But now it's 24/7, which makes it a little bit better. But I was we were out there, me and my buddy, and it was we go out to Lake Okeechobee. We were out on opening day and couldn't get close to anything. I mean, as soon as it was, I think it was second or third split, and we couldn't get close to anything. And so, because they're all light shy, as soon as you shine a light on them, they go and disappear. But the so we were out, couldn't get close to anything, and we're like, all right. We spent almost all night to all morning. We hook up to one, and it was a little guy, but we end up losing it. We're all bummed out, and I'm like, hey man, let's go Sunday morning, early in the morning, like 5 o'clock. Get out there and let's see what we can get, because all the bass boats are going to be out there, and they're not going to be scared of the boat.
Mhm.
So we're like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And so we're ripping all through Lake Okeechobee, and we hook up to like a nice like 8 foot, but
Mhm.
he beelines to the grass, and like, so when you snag hook him, I mean, the hook's only like in him that much. You could
Yeah,
probably
because
barely
their
get the
skin's so tough. Yeah.
yeah, you could probably barely get the barb into him. And he beelines for the grass, gets in the grass, knocks off the hook, and we're like, what is going on? So we're ripping and running, and all of a sudden we come around this turn, and I see him. He's probably like 300 yards, and I see that head. I mean, he's out there. He's right next to some lilies, and my buddy's like, I go, dude, that's a monster freaking alligator. My buddy's like, God, that's just some lily pads. And I punch the boat. We're hauling ass. All of a sudden, it goes down. He goes, my buddy's like, oh, dude, that was an alligator. I said, I told you. So we push up to right where he was. My buddy throws out the hook. I throw out my hook. We're dragging it in, and all of a sudden, our lines start going just straight. We thought
Right.
we thought we hooked into each other, and we're like, oh my god! And all of a sudden, they start going that way, and we're like, whoa, we got him! And then it was a blast of a fight, dude. It was so much fun. I posted the video on YouTube. It's one of my first couple videos that I've posted on YouTube. Man, that was a fun time. Then we ended up uh, pulling him up to the boat, and dude, he was missing a foot and all kinds of stuff, dude.
He
Big
was
old,
a big old fighter.
oh yeah, protecting his territory. That's what he was doing.
Hmm.
Oh,
I bet all the other girls were happy you guys got him out.
100%. Just about to say that, and give some more room for new growth.
Yep.
But yeah, man, that was a blast of a hunt.
Oh yeah, sounds like it. What if you had to pick one thing to hunt in Florida and that'd be the only thing you go after, what would you say is your, because you got a lot of fun stuff to go for.
Ducks.
Ducks?
Yeah, I love wing shooting. Love it. I love it, love it. It's fast paced. You can get in, get out. Especially like when the good days are going, and you shoot a 4-man limit within 15 minutes, and then you're just like, all right, let's go have some breakfast, boys. Go back to the boat ramp, or we're done. We're out of there. Hey, it's just there's nothing like it. You can have a camaraderie and BS with everybody and talk loud, and
Hmm.
it's just it's almost like saltwater fishing, I guess you would say. You can actually talk and BS with everybody and have a good time, but
Hmm.
I just love bird shooting, man. Love it.
Awesome. Where do you see SoFlo Outdoors going from here? Do you see it going up? Do you want to keep it where it's at? What?
I think I want to eventually grow it a little more and more. Um,
Mhm.
keep doing what I'm doing. Try to post a little bit more. TikTok sucks. I got a community strike, so I can't
Yeah, I
post.
know. Yes.
Yeah, it's just, and then uh, like YouTube, I'm doing fairly well. I think I'm almost at 2,100 subs on YouTube.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I just need to keep on posting, but the fishing videos don't do too well. The duck hunting videos do fairly well for how many subs I have.
Mhm.
But that is a uh, well, I can't think. That is a time frame.
Mhm.
I only have from this date to this date to actually start posting videos. That's why this that or last year I didn't post as many videos. I have, I think, 5 or 6 or 7, I think, that I need to upload that I'm going to do this year, probably like in the beginning of the season. So I can continue that traction going on. And then I'm going to be recording this season, pretty much all my hunts and edit, upload, and see where it goes from there. See if I can keep on getting more and more subscribers.
That's the way to do it.
Yep.
What would you say is the? Have you had any interesting, cool opportunities from doing SoFlo Outdoors,
Um,
or like anything you would have thought that never really like would have happened if you hadn't done it?
Not really, not yet. At least, I mean, Tidewee sent me some waders, free waders. Got a bunch of free waders. I got some free fishing gear. Um, Other than that, nothing too crazy. I started doing guides, which is fun um,
What do
because
you
of it.
guys for?
Uh, I'll do peacock bass fishing, and then I'll take people out actually for uh, um, bird shooting too.
Oh
I'll
wow.
do duck hunting guides.
How do you like doing that so far?
I love it. I love meeting new people. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's a blast, especially when you can bust some balls on some guys. It's just I love. So I come from a construction background, and I
Mhm.
just love kind of like poking the button a little bit. Just teasing here
Oh
and
yeah.
there. And but man, it's a fun time when I get to meet new people and take them out and show them what the Everglades is actually about.
Oh yeah. Because it's nice to because like I was mentioned earlier, a lot of people can read a lot of things, but then when they have somebody like you or they go experience it themselves and actually see it's not what people say, it's a real beautiful and interesting, fun experience.
Oh yeah. It's just like everybody thinks it's nasty brown water, but man, it might be tea colored, but you could see straight through the bottom. It's
Mm-hmm.
just actually really clean water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The Everglades is like the most or not natural. It's like a natural filter for Florida's waterways, correct?
yeah, yep. Yeah, the sawgrass chews up anything, and then all the microbiomes eats everything and chews it up. So that's pretty wild, and technically it's a slow moving river.
Really?
Yep, it's not a swamp per se, but it's actually a slow moving river.
Hmm. That's the first I heard of that.
Yeah, it's like I forget what they said. I think it's like 6 inches an hour or something like that. That's how slow it's moving.
Hmm. As we're getting ready to get finished up here, what would you say is your why for hunting? Like, what makes you keep going for it?
Hmm, that's that's a hard question there.
Hmm.
Um, Why? Why do I keep doing what I do? Um, the love of the chase,
Hmm.
the thrill of the hunt, um, just experiencing something new every single time we go out. Um, seeing new things. It's just it's a blast for me. And continue the sport throughout the next generation. Also,
Hmm.
show everybody. That's kind of why I really started YouTube, is really to show everybody what it's like down here, because it's,
Hmm.
like I said, it's a very slept on state.
Oh yeah, especially from us talking. I can definitely tell it just left on state.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, you've seen the pictures.
Oh yeah, I mean it's also good and bad though. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
it's
so I'm sorry to cut you off.
you're good.
The Everglades is about 1 mile per 2.5 days.
Wow,
Yeah.
that flow rate.
Yep.
Wow. Hmm.
So what were you going to say? I'm sorry I cut you off.
But I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Kind of lost my train of thought there a second.
It's all
We
right.
were talking about the why. Shit, what was
Oh,
I
you
gonna
were
say?
saying like how it's a slept on state.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it's a good and a bad thing that just left on state. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's good because that way it's like you guys can enjoy it more for what it truly is. You don't have too many outsiders coming in, but it's also like sad because you're like you want to share it with everybody. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's it has its pros and cons. So,
Hmm.
like, for some of the areas down here, we don't have uh public or private land. We have a ton of public land, a ton of it, and nobody hunts it. So the birds don't get pressured, and it's just it's so like I think of it as, so if somebody's 400, 500, 600 yards out that way, another guy's 600, 700 yards out that way, or a half a mile out that way, we can bounce birds around. But when I'm the only one out there, or I can't bounce any birds around. You know what I
Right. You
mean?
can see what comes through.
Where they go, you'll see them. Whoop, they'll sit down and not get up for the whole entire day until it's time to go back to where they were from. It's the one thing that kind of sucks about having no pressure. But like I said earlier, if you can find them, you're going to get on them, and that's a big if you find them. I mean, you'll see them. You'll see thousands and thousands of birds, but they're hard to get to, and there's no pressure, so they're just going to go wherever they want to go. And
Hmm.
water galore. You pretty much have to have a boat down here and to get out.
Hmm.
There is some walking areas, but man, it's just
It's a pain in the ass, probably.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What would be one of the wildest things you've seen out hunting in the Everglades? 'Cause I know
Mm.
there's probably a couple.
Uh, seeing flamingos, that was pretty cool.
Really?
We haven't seen flamingos in, like, I think they said 60 years out in the Everglades.
Wow.
It's been a while for them to come down here. Saw a bunch of flamingos. Um, uh, I don't know. Seeing a bunch of uh, swamp rabbits, it's pretty cool to see swamp rabbits down here. Um, and then another a real fun time I went out was we're out bird shooting, we're duck hunting, and I shoot a teal, and he's like, I don't know, 10 yards from the boat, just sitting there, and All of a sudden, I see it go bloop, bloop. I'm like, oh, something's eating it. I'm like, I think that's a fish. And dude, I bring my rod out. I throw out a nice little worm to him.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I hook into him. And dude, I reel him in. And it was about a 6.5 pound bass trying to eat my teal. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. That was probably one of the highlights of my time out duck hunting in the Everglades. A big old bass trying to eat my freaking bird.
Yeah. That's a true Everglades cast and blast there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. You got any shameless plugs you want to tell the people as we get ready to get off here?
Subscribe, like, follow, share, subscribe. Do what you got to do.
SoFlo Outdoors.
Yeah, SoFlo Outdoors. Right there. SoFlo Outdoors. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and that's pretty much all the platforms I'm on.
Yeah, I'll have his at in the description when I have everything posted here. But thank you, Mr. Bailey, for your time, and I appreciate you sharing the love and info of Florida to the people.
Yeah, man, no problem. Hopefully we could do this again.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
had
We'll
a
definitely be doing
I
this
had a
again.
blast, and I hope you come down here, man. I know
Oh
you're
yeah,
supposed to come
I
down one of
yeah.
these days, and I hope to actually meet you in person.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. I know I keep telling you I'm gonna eventually get down there, but like I said before, it's a little reminder to myself and just to keep it saying, yeah, I will be down there, but I'll get down soon enough, man. I do want to get into the Everglades, get on some birds with you, and maybe do a little fishing or some gator hunting.
Yeah, man, definitely gotta get you on something down here,
Oh yeah,
and I will. That's a promise.
I appreciate it. Well, all right, that is another episode of the Blue Hen Outdoors Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
I